Check out G2A.com and use code ZCTV for cheap GTA 5 shark cards, games, and more. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Zach Cox, and today we got a pretty special video for you, actually going over every single Rockstar game's protagonist who's actually been killed off, and I thought this would be really cool to talk about. And if you guys would like to see me do a video similar to this where we cover other protagonists from other game developers who have died, you can let me know down below in the comment section, and if you feel the video is worthy of a like, then feel free to do that. But with that said, let's actually go ahead and top things off with Victor Vance, the protagonist of GTA Vice City Stories. So, out of all the protagonists I'm going to talk about in this video, Victor seems to be the most confusing, and it's because of the way Rockstar did things. So, basically, we know that Victor Vance is, of course, the protagonist of Vice City Stories. This game takes place in 1984, but it was released in 2006, and Victor Vance, he's the protagonist of this game. We get to play as him, take a look into his lifestyle, and all that cool stuff. But if we actually backtrack to GTA Vice City, which takes place in 1986, this is 2 years after the events of Vice City Stories, but this game was released in 2002, which was 4 years before Vice City Stories released. I know that can be a little confusing there, but basically, in the introduction cutscene to Vice City, Victor Vance is actually seen as part of the drug deal. He gets out of the helicopter, he's wearing a floral shirt, and he's actually gunned down and he is killed. And this is where it gets very confusing, because in Vice City, Victor Vance has a different voice and he looks completely different than he did in Vice City Stories. But that's because Rockstar didn't have this planned out at the time. But regarding Victor Vance's death, we actually have confirmation from Rockstar Games themselves that this man, who doesn't look like or sound like Victor Vance, because there was a different voice actor for Vice City and Vice City Stories for him, they have confirmed that this was actually, in fact, Victor Vance. And basically, what happened here was Rockstar did an AMA a few years back, and someone said, "Hey Rockstar, I've been a huge fan of Vice City and was wondering, is that Victor Vance who was gunned down in the introduction of Vice City?" All sources seem to say yes, but no official word has been given on that. And Rockstar actually replied with, "Yep, that's Vic," after being dragged back into the Vice City criminal underworld by his brother Lance following the events of GTA Vice City Stories. Victor Vance dies in the ambush that occurs in the opening scene of Grand Theft Auto Vice City. So there it is, folks. Rockstar has confirmed this themselves. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, no arguments. This was, in fact, Victor Vance who was killed off. And I believe that he is actually the first ever GTA protagonist to die. So, very interesting stuff there. Now, moving on and sticking with GTA protagonists, up next we actually have Johnny Klebitz, the protagonist of GTA The Lost and Damned, which takes place in 2008. And in this game, Johnny Klebitz is a badass, untouchable biker. He just wreaks havoc upon Liberty City, takes out drug dealers, does bad things, robs people, kills people, all that cool stuff. And unfortunately, we're introduced to him in GTA 5 via Trevor, or vice versa, and after Trevor gets done banging Johnny's girl, all strung out on meth and looking completely different and skinnier and just like the shell of the man that he used to be in GTA 5 from The Lost and Damned, which takes place in 2013. During this 5-year gap, Johnny seems to have lost himself, but nonetheless, Trevor actually fakes a hug towards Johnny Klebitz, pushes him down, and unfortunately, literally stomps his brains out and smashes him like a bug. His brains are scattered all over the ground, and no questions asked here. Johnny Klebitz is literally dead as f***. And it's kind of unfortunate to see Johnny go out like this. Like I said before, he was kind of the shell of the man that he used to be in GTA 5. And he literally went down without a fight, and he was killed like it was nothing. So that was very sad to see in GTA 5, but also two other characters in the Grand Theft Auto series that have died that I want to mention is actually Trevor Phillips and Michael DeSanta in GTA 5. Now, while I don't believe that these two are the real endings to GTA 5, technically these characters do die, even though it may not be the real ending, so I did want to mention these two characters there. But that actually sums it up for the GTA series, and actually moving on to another very cool Rockstar game called LA Noire. The protagonist of this game, Cole Phelps, a 27-year-old World War II veteran. He was actually a colonel, I believe, and now a detective for the LAPD. He actually is killed within LA Noire in the very last mission. He's basically helping two people out of a tunnel. He's the last to get out, and this tunnel's about to be flooded with water, and he realizes that he's almost out of time, so he helps the last person up, and he is not able to get out in time. He looks up, and he utters a final goodbye to his friends before being killed by just a violent torrent of water. So this is pretty cool because for the first time in all of Rockstar games, we actually get to see the funeral of a Rockstar Games protagonist. So I thought this was pretty interesting and pretty cool as some of his friends give a eulogy and all that stuff. So while it was very unfortunate for Cole Phelps to die the way he did, he went out a hero the way he always was. And overall, I think he was a really cool character, a very cool protagonist, and he has a really cool voice. I just want to say that. And if you've never played LA Noire, it's a very cool game. I would highly recommend it. And last but not least, the very last Rockstar Games protagonist that we have that has actually been killed off was John Marston, or is John Marston, the protagonist of Red Dead Redemption. So, basically, John Marston sacrifices himself in a last stand against Edgar Ross, a man who has been trying to take down John Marston for a very long time, as John Marston is the last remaining member of his old gang, I believe. So that's pretty cool. Now, Edgar Ross, the man trying to kill John Marston or have him killed, was actually or is the director of what would be known as the FBI or Federal Bureau of Investigation. But back in these days, it was actually called the Bureau of Investigation, I believe. So a pretty cool fact there. But basically, John Marston exits this barn that he's just been staying in. He calmly walks out, standing before a firing squad of just a bunch of dudes ready to kill this man. He draws his pistol, and he tries to take out as many men as he can until they open fire and literally blow John to pieces. He looks crazy. And then John just falls to the ground on his knees. He falls backward. And that's the end of John Marston. So, overall, I thought this was just a pretty cool video. I wanted to share it with you guys. Hopefully, I didn't leave any protagonists out. If I did, you guys can bombard me in the comments section and let me know which ones that I did miss, so I do apologize. But I don't think I did. I did my homework for the most part here. And I think it's very sad when game developers kill off the protagonist, but sometimes it's actually pretty cool, even though it may be sad. So, if you guys enjoyed the video and want to see more like this on the channel, feel free to give it a thumbs up if you feel it's worthy of that. That's always greatly appreciated. Subscribe to never miss out on another video game upload on my channel. And with that said, now the way, I believe that's just about it. You guys all take it easy. Have a safe one. My name is Zach Cox, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.